Hello, my name is Gabriela Mittelman, and this is a new recording that I'm doing today to the request of some readers in a timing solution group about the crude oil. So I downloaded the data since 1986, and for 24 hours the computer was running the neural net, because this takes a very long time. But now we can see that I got a 98.4% correlation for the neural net, and this is fantastic. So I can stop it now. You can see that it is still running. If I stop it and I click on main window, so we will get these lines on the main window. You see, this is all the lines here until we get to 2017, and let's see what it has to show us. Okay, almost there. Now I click here main window and I narrow down the time just to see it for today, and I will put it on the graph. And here it is. Okay, and I can close this one. So this is what this is what it is showing for. Let me close it so we can see it, what happened in the past. So since 2015, it shows as a top, and we did get a top here, then a low in August 2015, a top here, a low here in January 2016, and so on and so forth. So why do I get two lines? I get here two lines, the blue one and the green one, because when you click view, the neural net model and the linear model are both clicked. So we want to check the neural net, so I can unclick the linear. So this way I will get only one line. So let me go forward with this, and this is what we are getting now. So it shows that there is a top in early November, then a correction, a fall till December 1st, and then a sharp rise till December 6th, and then a fall again. Good. So now I can also use all kind of astrological models, which are all, I'm unclicking them because I have always too many. And I can use the astronomy model, and I click composite, and I just click run forward, and it will count. It will make. I can also click here the dates, projection dates, or buy sell signals. I don't use that, but you can use it if you want. Anyway, I just want to combine a few tools in order to see that all point to the same direction. After I get all these calculations from timing solution, I'm doing my own calculations. I'm not only basing my trades on this. So let us leave this to calculate. Meanwhile, this takes quite a long time, so I will just put it down here. Okay, meanwhile, for technical analysis, who uses the technical analysis, in my weekly forecasts I use technical analysis first of all, then mathematics, all kind of calculations, and astrology in the end. So if you like the technical analysis, you can click here on the indicators, and use moving average. Here you can change the colors of the moving average that you like. You can use the 50 moving average, and you can also use the 13 moving average. So when one crosses the other, it is a time to buy. And you can also use the RSI. This one, where is it? Here's on the RSI. And you can also use MACD. And you can also use stochastic. Where is it? There are so many that really, if you start to use them, you will have too many stochastic. Here it is, the slow stochastic. Maybe I can change the color to something that is more visible. Okay, so this is the stochastic, and there are many other. If you click more, this plane will open, so you can take here whichever you like. Okay, I don't use them in this calculation. So here, okay, what does the technical tools show us? That there was a top here, and then now there is a correction. Okay, so let me see if this the astrology is finished. No, not yet. Okay, meanwhile, we can look at the Q box and the Q spectrum. So as you see, it is already calculated. It is already calculated, and we have here now one is green, and the other one, here we have an this has not calculated it to the end. Okay, the Q box will show you, this is the built-in constructor, so you just click calculate, and it will show you which cycle will bring you most profit. So if you click on the first one, which I did, it's 74.5% that Helio Venus will bring a rise. So you can go from one outcome to the other and just check if this works for it, because it takes out the most important cycles, you see. Good. Okay, so what else can we do here? Because there are so many lines in one screen, I can open the TI and just use a new one. So I will just I take the last and I hide, and I use 45 as I already told you, and 8, this is for the gun, square, and then we have to minimize it in order to actually see something. So you click on this, and then there is this line. If you use this line, this is it's a nice tool. So you just drag it, and you can multiply the rays. So see how the lines will bring you support and resistance levels. You see, generally I use 7, 9 or 13. I don't know why, but they just work. You see, with the 13, we got here a stop, and we got here some tops, and we got here also, well, this way went below that, but here when it broke it below it, then it was a short. So this line can also be used, and here it got exactly the low. Okay, so then I can use the line from the low, and also use 13, because that is what worked to the downside, so it must work to the upside also. And then I have here these lines which show me that How do I do that? How do I do that? Okay, like this. To see the future. With this arrow. Okay. So then with this arrow I can see that the two lines meet, so that will make June 27 a time to watch for. Okay. And also it gives me a price range which is 65. So 65, and the last low was 49. So that is my trend range, 49 long, 69 short. Okay, then what else can I do here? I can also use the Gann square, which is most important. So I also already told you that we can use the Gann square either from a low or from a high. So using it from a low this time, I can only prolong it. And wow, this is really dense. Okay, but if I will enlarge the chart, then probably it will give me a support and resistance. Where is it? Disappeared. Okay, it's here. See, I still have to make it bigger in order to see the candles. Okay. All right. So what do we see here? We see here that we have a Gann time on November 23rd, time-wise. The next one is December 7, and price-wise it must go above 55.35 in order to rally higher, but in order to be a real long, it has to go above November 8 top. Okay, so if I use here the Fibonacci from top to, then it will give me the levels that it should come to. These are all built-in stuff that I already worked on them. So too many lines, I know, but I'm used to it. You use less lines. So the next target, if it goes above 57.90, then it will go to 58.50 and so on to the next Fibonacci levels, and the Gann square ends on January 22, 23, so there it must be a major turn. Okay, let me see if the Astro model is finished. No, it is still working. That's the bummer with this, the text. Oh, that is okay. So, no, it's still working. Okay, these things take a long time, and the more data you have, the more time it takes. One moment. So what we got here, no. So meanwhile, the computer continued to calculate the astronomy composite box. I eliminated all the cycles that are not working after I optimized the cycles, and I got 4 cycles that are working. You see the Mars cycle and the Venus Helios cycle and so on. So what do we get here? And I changed the color of the cycles so we can see one from the other. The red one is the astrologic cycle, the green one is the neural net. So one is controversial to the other, you see, because here the astrology shows me that there will be a fall as of October 18, while the neural net shows me that there is a rise. So here is a bummer. what shall I do? Shall I go long or short? And then I go to the technical tools. I see that here too they are positive, so this is 2 to 1. The positive, that this is a long. The cue box and the spectrum show me here one is green, one is red, so this is not very reliable, so I don't know what to do. But if I am an intraday trader, I will always move the stops from one low to the other low as the oil goes up. And if I am a long-term trader, that of course 49, the last low is the stop. So I'm always long above the last low. There are many other tools in this software, and if you know something, if you know anything better, here we have the Bradley. We can use the Bradley universal forecast. So it can also show me give me some clues. But again, too many lines will just mix you up. So I hope you learned something, and I hope to hear from you and to learn from you also. And meanwhile,